The stage is set, all my college football fanatics. 14-1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish will be taking on the 13-2 the Ohio State Buckeyes in the College Football National Championship. Welcome to all my friends out there to another sports edition of the Buckeye Vinny YouTube channel sports show. My friends, sit back, relax. Let's get this video started. It might be a little cold in the state of Ohio, but my friends, Buckeye Mania is heating up. One more game to go, and the Buckeyes could bring home the national championship. My friends, welcome. You know, when I broke both of these two teams down, very excellent coach over at Notre Dame, Coach Marcus Freeman, an ex-Buckeye football player. And then on the flip side, Coach Ryan Day. You know, we're talking about Notre Dame currently riding a 13-game win streak. And we're talking about a Coach Ryan Day team that has just dismantled every team they have played so far in the playoffs. Now, for me, the Ohio State Buckeyes currently, through the 3 games in the college football playoffs, have averaged 37 points per game. Very consistent offense. Defensively, giving up 17. On the other side, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, in their 3 games throughout the playoff run, they have averaged 25 points a game, and just like the Buckeyes, have given up 17 points per game. Now, we're talking about two teams, 1 and 2 in total defense. Buckeyes ranked number 1 in the country in defense. Notre Dame coming in, giving up a stingy 14.3 points per game all season long, and that is good for number 2 in total defense in the country. So, my friends, bottom line, for me, this is going to be quite the football game. Now, in case you don't know, throughout the playoffs, I have predicted that the Buckeyes would beat Tennessee, Oregon Ducks, and Texas. I was right on all 3. On the flip side, I predicted that Notre Dame would get past Indiana, which they did. I also predicted that Notre Dame would beat Penn State, which they did in that thriller 27-24. So right now, the only game I lost in my prediction throughout the playoffs was that I did predict Georgia would beat Notre Dame. So right now, I am 5-1 in my predictions throughout the playoffs with Notre Dame and Ohio State. Can I go 6-1? We shall see. But I will let you know who I like at the end of this video. You know, my friends, we're talking about a Buckeye defense which stymied their last 3 opponents in the rushing attack. Tennessee came in averaging 220 yards of rushing against the Buckeyes, and the Buckeyes stymied them in that rushing attack. We're talking about a Tennessee team that averaged 38 points per game going into that Buckeye game, and the Buckeyes held them to only 17. Moving on. We all know what the Buckeyes did to Tennessee, defeating them 42-17. On comes next opponent, at the time, the number 1 ranked Oregon Ducks, undefeated. Going into that Buckeye game, Oregon was averaging 155 yards on the ground. The Buckeyes held them to net minus 21 yards rushing. Wow. This was a Ducks team that went in that game averaging 36 points a game. The Buckeyes held them to 21. And now, the Texas Longhorns. Texas came in this game averaging 218 rushing yards per game. The Buckeyes stymied Texas to only 62 net rushing yards a game. They shut down Wisner. They shut down Blue, rushing attack-wise, and the Buckeyes went on to win the game. We're also talking about a Texas team that coming into the Buckeye game was averaging 38 points a game. The Buckeyes held them to just 14 points total in that game. My friends, like I said, this is going to be quite the battle. We're talking about a Notre Dame offense that on the ground averages 210 yards rushing per game. They are led by Jeremiah Love, 1,122 yards on the ground, 7.1 yard per carry average, and count them, 17 rushing touchdowns. Now you got a quarterback in Riley Leonard, second on the team with 866 yards rushing on the year, 6.3 yard per carry average, and 16 rushing touchdowns. So, my friends, bottom line, as good as the Buckeyes defense is against the run, is as good as Notre Dame is rushing the football. So it's going to be a battle up front in the trenches. Now, what jumped out at me is the Buckeyes have only given up, on an average, 90 rushing yards a game to their opponents. Wow. And a stingy 2.7 yard per carry average. So, my friends, you now see where this game is going to be broken down for me. Notre Dame as a team averages 5.8 yard per carry average on that very good ground attack. So something's going to have to give in this game. Looking back, the last time Notre Dame played in a national championship, you got to go back to 2012 when they faced off, at the time Brian Kelly faced off against Nick Saban and Alabama. Alabama won that game in the national championship, defeating Notre Dame 42-14. The last time Notre Dame took home the crown, you got to go back to 1988. Lou Holtz. I remember this game like it was yesterday. They beat West Virginia Mountaineers 34-21 to take the national championship to South Bend. On the flip side, the Buckeyes. Last time the Buckeyes appeared in a national championship was not long ago, 2020. They faced off once again against Nick Saban in Alabama, and we all know what happened there. Alabama went on to defeat Coach Ryan Day in 2020 national championship 52-24. The last time the Buckeyes took home the crown to Columbus, Ohio was 2014, Urban Meyer, where the Buckeyes defeated the Oregon Ducks 42-20. So, my friends, for me, we're talking about a Buckeye defense that's been dialing it up all season long. My hat's off to Coach Jim Knowles. He promised a very good defense, and he has lived up to all the hype as the Buckeyes defensive coordinator. But, bottom line, you got to hand it to the Buckeyes players. 51 team sacks on the year. They are led by Cody Simon, leads the team in tackles with 104. Sonny Styles, second on the team with 94 tackles. And JT Tuamalo leads the team with 11.5 sacks. And what more can you say? Captain Jack Sawyer coming in with 9 sacks. Cody Simon with 7. What more can you say about Ty Hamilton? He's been playing lights out, that defensive line. My friends, bottom line, this is going to be a slugfest early. But I'm just going to say this. You stop and break both of these teams down. Buckeyes are just on a roll their last 3 games. Will Howard, young man, has been playing lights out. Last 3 games, he has passed for 311 yards against Tennessee, 319 against Oregon, and 289 against Texas. Add them up, 919 yards passing in just the last 3 games for Will Howard. What a job he's done. Then you look at the splendid running backs, okay? Junkins, 40 yards away from the 1,000 mark and leads the team in 12 rushing touchdowns. Henderson, 33 yards away from his 1,000 mark and comes in with 10 rushing touchdowns and a very impressive 7.3 yard per carry average. Now, I know Marcus Freeman likes to do single man in the secondary. And why wouldn't you? You got Christian Gray, you got Xavier Watts. But can the single man coverage on Emeka Egbuka and Jeremiah Smith be enough to stop this Buckeye offense? I don't think so. You cannot single coverage Jeremiah Smith. You cannot. Okay? Oregon tried it, and the Buckeyes offense and Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith lit them up. Tennessee tried it, and look what happened there. And this is why I'm just saying right now, my friends, I am looking to go 6-1. 6 out of 7. This will be the topper right here. And this is the big reason why I'm going to go with the Buckeyes winning this national championship January 20th in Atlanta, Georgia. My friends, I have the utmost respect for Notre Dame. It has been a great run for them. I just think that Ohio State's defense has been playing physical, lights out. You know, I looked at that Texas game, okay? And yes, Jack Sawyer, Captain Jack was the hero. 83-yard scoop and to the house touchdown on that sack fumble recovery to the house. But what led to that, okay, was the splendid job of Caleb Downs slashing through that offensive line, disrupting that play. If you remember, Texas had the ball at the Buckeyes' 1 yard line. 1 yard line. They tried a run, Texas did, around the left side. And Caleb Downs broke it up, smashed through, and stopped the running back for something like a 7-yard loss. For me, that is what saved the game. Obviously, the 83-yard scoop into the house was the nail in the coffin for the Buckeyes defense. But what pushed Texas back was that splendid play by Caleb Downs. And let's be honest, the Buckeyes secondary has been playing very good, okay? Yes, they got to clean up a lot of the pass interference calls, which they had something like 2 in a row against Texas on that drive. But nonetheless, the Buckeyes defense as a whole has been playing lights out. A big reason why I like the Ohio State Buckeyes to bring the 9th national championship to the Ohio State football program in the history of Buckeye football. My friends, if you are new to my channel and haven't yet, please click on the subscribe button. If you like this video, which I hope you all do, even Notre Dame fans, please click on the like button. Not only do I love to read your comments, but I love to get back to every comment. Please comment down below. And like always, please check out Super Thanks. Any donation to the Buckeye Vinny YouTube channel sports show is appreciated. Like always, my friends, peace out. God bless you all. It's all Buckeye Vinny has today, this beautiful Ohio weather. Go Bucks. I am out of here.